Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox, one of the co-founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. With me today is our teacher and writer and podcast producer, Erik Johansson. Erik, we have an email here from Anonymous. The closing salutation says, "Love, love, love the demon. Thank you." So this is
thanks, Anonymous. We love you too.
Anonymous.
All right, Anonymous writes, "Hello, I recently got a C minus as a final grade in one of my undergraduate classes.
Oh.
Have I totally ruined my chances at Yale Law School, Stanford Law School, or other top 14 law schools at this point?"
I mean, that's bad times because it's going to seriously hurt your GPA. We were just looking at the median GPA for Stanford this last year was a 3.95. The median GPA for Yale was a 3.96. I'm going to guess that it's mathematically impossible to get a 3.95 or 6 unless you have honors classes. I'm going to guess that it's, or A pluses.
Yeah, I did some back of the envelope math, and without A pluses, if you're just getting a 4.0.
Yeah, what was I? There is no honors classes, right? There's only just A pluses that count for LSAC. There's no 5.0 for in the LSAC world, but there are A pluses.
Yeah, there are A pluses, which would count for 4.33s. If you don't get those, and if every other grade that you get is an A, which rates to a 4.0, then I think, given 120 credits, which I think was however many credits I had to require to graduate, then that one C minus would bring you down to like high 3.8s.
Yeah, so the answer could be yes. I mean, it could be just because of your GPA now, you're not a good candidate at Harvard, Yale, Stanford.
Now, that is different if you take more than 120 credits, if you really load up.
But you'd have to really, really load up.
Yeah. If you have access to A pluses, and if you're putting 4.33s on your transcript, then that would do more heavy lifting. But I mean, the short answer, Anonymous, is no, you have not totally ruined your chances at a top 14 law school. I have been admitted to top 14 law schools with a 3.82 with decent scholarship offers.
Yeah, but
YLS and SLS, those are different stories, though.
The ship already sailed for Anonymous anyway. Let's read the rest of Anonymous's email.
All right. Yeah, let's dig in more. Anonymous continues, "As I understand, writing an addendum should be a given, just as in the future to not get any more C minuses and strictly A's from here on out. And even then, how strong could I finish out as in the eyes of top admissions?"
I don't see any evidence so far that you should write an addendum. You got a C minus. You pointing to the C minus is not going to help your case. Now, if you do get straight A's from here on out, which you should, and you write an addendum that talks about how you got straight A's for your final 3, 4, however many semesters, then that's fine. But you're not writing an addendum about the C minus because your excuses about the C minus are not going to, it's just not going to help. I mean, anybody could write an addendum just excusing a bad grade. That's just not how it works. So
yeah, think of the number. How many excuses for bad grades do you think your average admissions officer sees over the course of an admissions cycle?
Yeah,
hundreds and hundreds, right?
No, it's all you're going to be doing is pointing to one of the worst parts of your application if you try to excuse away that C minus. I don't care what I mean, what are you going to do? Talk about how the professor hates you? That's not a point in your favor. The school is going to fall on the side of the professor, not you.
Yeah.
Saying that you were sick. Okay, why didn't you withdraw? Why didn't you deal with that? Sickness happens. Saying that you didn't try your hardest or decided you didn't like the topic or whatever. That's just various ways of being bad at school. And I've done all of them. Trust me. So I don't know. And we also need to still read a little bit more of Anonymous's email.
Yeah, let's keep going. Do you have any insight on how LSAC accounts for GPA if I were to retake my C minus? Yes, they would still count that C minus. Your law school might offer something, it might offer the ability to retake it. Law schools might even use fancy terms like academic renewal and tell you, oh, if you retake it, then that C minus won't
That's
count
the next
towards
paragraph.
your transcript. Oh, is it? Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Anonymous continues. In
I
addition,
want to point out that if you retake it and if they both count, then I think LSAC might count both grades.
yes, I believe so.
But that's not correcting the C minus, nor are you going to get other parts of your bad top 14 application corrected, which we're going to talk about after Erik reads this next paragraph.
All right. In addition, when I first transferred to my current university, I was told that I had a new GPA of zero point 0. Oh, transferred to your current university. So, oh, what's your GPA at your old school? Giving me an opportunity for a fresh start at a 4.0, which I worry is completely squandered at this point. Well, it's not the C minus at this point that's squandered. It's whatever your past GPA was.
Keep
Meaning
going.
my previous university GPA, a 3.4, is not accounted for. Oh, but yes, it is by LSAC.
Keep going.
I assume there I assume that's only in the eyes of my new university and does not transcend into LSAC. Do you have any
Correct.
insight as to how my potential GPA from a previous university would be accounted for in addition to my current one?
The GPA doesn't matter, but all the grades on your transcript do matter. So, all of those classes that you took at the college level before getting your first bachelor's count. These stupid programs that schools have, I swear to God, it's just like they're just trying to get you in. They just want your money. They just want you to sign up. They want you to come to their school. Hey, it's a fresh start, you know? On our transcript, you're going to have a 4.0. And that does not that's not how it works for law school admissions. So, they probably don't even know that. Like whoever you're talking to, they either don't know that or they do know that and they're just trying to bullshit you. But yeah, if you went in and said, "Hey, I'm pre-law. I have a 3.4 at my previous university, but I want to go to Harvard or Stanford or Yale Law School and I'm really worried about my grades." And if they then said, "Oh, well, it's a fresh start with us," then that's a fucking lie. So they either don't know or, which I want to give them credit and say they don't know. I hope that they're not just straight lying to you. Uh,
Right. Or they're
well,
counting on there being a distinction between lying and bullshitting. Which if they tell you, oh,
that was just
you're
fluffery,
yeah,
where you're allowed to lie about the product you're selling. Oh, it's not fraud. I hope it's not fraud. But yeah, your new university did not know what they were talking about, at least as far as law school admissions are concerned. All those old grades are going to count. So your C minus, that sucks. But your 3.4 in Stanford and Yale terms sucks just as bad. Like you're not getting into Stanford or Yale. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. It's not happening. I mean, now you could be an Olympian or something I don't know about. And if you're an Olympian, then I suppose there's still a chance. But I will tell you that the 25th percentile GPA at Yale is 3.89, and the 25th percentile GPA at Stanford is 3.83. You're going to be nowhere near that. Even if you do get straight A's from here on out, you're not going to be anywhere near that because of that anchor at 3.4 that you have from your previous university. And I'm not judging you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not telling you you're a bad person. I am telling you that you're a bad candidate for these law schools. It's just not likely. I mean, unless you did something super spectacular in your academic or professional record or athletic record, like I said, if you're a gold medal Olympian or something, where you are capable, if you have demonstrated yourself of achieving extraordinary things, like demonstrated that you're capable of achieving extraordinary things, then maybe you have a chance at these schools. Otherwise, sorry, it's just not happening.
there's just too many other candidates who did not get C minuses.
No, they send waitlist. They waitlist people who have literally a 3.98 and a 178 or whatever. I mean, like they're waitlisting people who are above their median on both things.
Mm-hmm.
because these schools are actually that competitive. I mean, Yale admitted 5.5% of its applicants last year. Stanford admitted 7.25% of their applicants last year.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a significantly below, the type of like just on the numbers, it's just not happening.
Yeah. Let's finish it on as this email. It's a given I need to finish as strong as possible, but I'm worried the feasibility of my ambition has been long extinguished given my record. I'm
Yes,
trying to
valid
think of
concern.
I'm trying to think of what the best course of action is going forward to maximize my applicant profile in any way, and I'm interested in your feedback. Love, love, love the demon. Thank you, Anonymous.
Glad you love the
Of
demon.
course, yeah.
Never once mentioned the LSAT in this email. So I don't have any idea where you're at in LSAT terms. I think you
Well, I
need to
think that's
let,
appropriate. I don't think Anonymous should be thinking about the LSAT yet. They got to focus
because
on their grades first.
Anonymous, you need to get straight A's from here on out. And that goes for any school in the top 14. I mean, if I wanted to slum it down here with the likes of UCLA, Cornell, let's just pick Georgetown for a relevant example of the bottom of the top 14. Now you're looking at a 50th percentile GPA of 3.91. You're not getting to that number either. Even if you get straight A pluses from here on out, you're not getting to that number. So you're going to be a below median applicant on GPA to every school in the top 14. That can't change. Their median LSAT at Georgetown, at Yale, it was 175. At Georgetown, it's 171. And their 25th percentile LSAT is all the way down at 166. So what I would advise you to do if you're trying to squeak into the bottom of the top 14, I would advise you to get straight A's from here on out. That's job one. Job two, you need to be applying with an LSAT that's above their median. So applying with a 175, and maybe you figure out how to muster a 3.7. Although even that is going to be tough. I mean, it's maybe straight A's all the way from here gets you, but you just got a C minus. So like, I don't really like your chances there either. But I guess that's my two-step
That's it.
applicant remediation
And
program.
yeah, yeah, and nothing else is really worth even thinking about. Anonymous is probably, thinking about what extracurriculars can I do? How can I
Yeah,
establish
right.
relationships with professors to get good
Well,
letters of recommendation?
drafting and
Um,
redrafting that addendum
sure,
about the C minus. Like,
right.
no. Stop getting C minuses. Stop getting C pluses. Stop getting B pluses. Stop getting A minuses. Get A's and A pluses from here on out. That's number one. Number two, when you apply to the top 14, you need to come correct. Oh, that means like 175. So 4.0 from here on out and a 175. And now you have rehabilitated yourself and you have a chance at squeaking in to some of, I think, the bottom of the top 14.
Yeah. I want to end on hopefully a positive note, which is Anonymous, you don't have to go to the top 14. Yes, you can set that as a goal and do your best in school to bring that GPA up and then focus on your LSAT, but you don't have to go to the top 14. There are really good law schools outside of the top 14. And if you want to become a lawyer, if this is the work that you feel called to do, then you're going to go to some law school, hopefully not pay anything for it because you're going to get your LSAT right. And you're going to have a long, productive career as a lawyer that does not require going to the top 14.
No, there's just not that big of a difference between UCLA and USC, for example.
Not for working in Los Angeles.
And not even for working in big law. Like if you kill it at USC, you're going to be just fine. Now, sure, the opportunities are going to be somewhat better at UCLA, but for most practical applications, there's just no need to go to one over the other. And if you got into UCLA, like let's say you squeak into UCLA, but you get a significant discount at USC, I think you'd be pretty crazy to take the UCLA offer just because it's in the top 14.
Because next year it might not be.
Next year, it might not be. UCLA is one of those schools that is sometimes in and sometimes out of the top 14, along with Georgetown, Texas. Who else has been in and out?
Those are the ones on the bubble. I think, I mean, Wash U is
Gosh, it's just
eternally just knocking at the door, trying to get in.
yeah. It, those rankings change a lot once you've let go of the top of the top 14, which I think is really sensible for you. You should be looking at a broad portfolio of schools that you're going to apply to at the bottom of the top 14, and then in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, get a whole bunch of offers and then take the best offer for you. But yeah, let go of this idea that you have to go to the top 14. You could still get a full ride to a fine law school, but you do have to let go of that pretty absurd goal of T14. I mean, there's really no reason for people to have that bright line. Why? There's nothing that a school ranked 14th is going to give you that a school that's ranked 17th is not going to give you.
Thank you for writing in, Anonymous. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.